and greetings. This is gonna be my first time going live on this channel. I'm so excited because I never go live on this channel. This is like not my primary channel, so it's never been really a big deal. But today I want to go live to talk about a subject that I should have probably done a video about maybe like 6 months ago or more. So I am Goddess Queen Ja, and currently here in Dar es Salaam, where I've been for some time. In the past couple of years, I've traveled to a number of countries on the continent. I have been, some of those are Egypt, Ghana, Gambia, South Africa, Senegal, obviously Tanzania, Kenya, just Rwanda. I've been to so many different places. And one of the things that I think is important is for people to actually give the whole truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, according to what life is like, boots on the ground. And what I'd like to do, I'm doing this video because I just got finished having lunch with a group of sisters, and one of them specifically was giving her story of coming to or living in Tanzania. And her story is so typical. It's really just, it's like, it's a regurgitated story. And it's a regurgitated story of, I came home to Africa. I was deceived, bamboozled, taken advantage of, mistreated, and left for dead by a repatriate, by someone who is from the States or from where I'm from, or someone who I trusted because I saw them on YouTube. So I thought it was like this and I thought it was like that. Let me tell you something. The people who you see with these massive followings on YouTube are not your friend. Okay? Like, they're not your personal friend. And even though you've watched so many videos from them and you think that they're so helpful and they've offered you really great advice, it's really important not to get your hopes up until you actually meet them. And why do I say that? I say that because you cannot feel out people's energy until you're really in their presence. Like, you don't know somebody from looking at them on a video. You don't know somebody from seeing them do a reel. You don't know somebody because they went live and you commented on their video feed. You don't know them. You don't know. And you won't know until you're face to face. You won't know until you're in the vibration. You won't know until you get a chance to interact with them. So if you're thinking about moving to Africa and you think that you've found a friend or whatever, I want you to make sure that you remember these 3 words. You don't know. And this is not about being skeptical, but it's about the other S word, which is being safe. Okay? So this is not about being a skeptic. This is about being safe. Now, are there great people who are doing YouTube videos that help other people and that are true to their word? Absolutely. You know, there's so many people who are doing really great things and they have YouTube channels and they're willing to help people, and you know, they're willing to extend themselves and do all these things. But are there a lot of people who are on the opposite side of that? Absolutely. Those people are people that we call scammers. People who have received money and didn't deliver on a service. In Senegal, they have RJ. Okay, and then they have this lady who was ran out of Gambia, Art Kathy. It's hard for me to know these names, y'all. I'm gonna just be honest, because I don't really spend all the time watching YouTube videos on people who live in Africa, because I live here myself. I can find out for myself. I'm not taking nobody's word for something that I can see for myself. So even for me, before coming here, I really didn't spend a whole lot of time watching other people's stuff because I didn't want to get caught into the web of someone else's experience. And I say that I say that as directly as I can, so let me break it down. When I say someone else's experience, you and I could both walk into a, and we can both have completely different experiences. You can walk into a restaurant and feel like you're being mistreated by the staff. They talk to you crazy. They put you in a table that you didn't like. Your food came out and it was cold. Like, there could be so many circumstances that make you say, this restaurant is terrible, and you give them a 1 star. I could walk into that same restaurant. The staff can greet me by name. They can, offer me a complimentary beverage, put me at a table that I love. I bump into old friends. It's a completely different experience. So it's really important. This is a spiritual life coach in me as well. It's really important not to let other people's experience cloud your own experience. So that's a really big thing. When people are telling you it's going to be like this, it's going to be like that, when you're looking at these videos and that's what you're seeing, it may not be like that for you. It may be like that for them, but it may not be like that for you. And that's okay. That's okay. So I say all that to say, one of the biggest lessons is take these YouTubers with a grain of salt. Take these YouTubers with a grain of doggone salt. Do not get caught in a web of, I found them on YouTube, so they must be legit. Oh, baby, cut it out. Cut that out. Okay? Because I found a leprechaun on a cartoon channel, so I thought he was legit too. Stop. Okay? So that's the first thing that you should know. The other thing that you should know, and I'm not going to stay on this video long because I know people don't like long videos. The other thing that you should know and just keep in mind is that if you're moving to Africa, there's likely some healing that you need to do. And I want to tell you that the people who are also moving out of the States, speak about the States specifically, they're also healing as well. And sometimes they're healing and they don't even realize that they need healing. Let me just put it to you frankly. A lot of times when people are packing their bags to leave from the States, sometimes they fill their suitcase up with the same bullshit and nonsense that caused them the mental health trauma that they've been experiencing their whole life. Sometimes they bring that bullshit with them to Africa as well. Case in point, when I first came to Tanzania, I went to Zanzibar first. And when I was leaving from Zanzibar and coming to Dar, I had asked someone that I knew if she knew anybody living, in the area I was interested in. She mentioned that she knew a sister who did sound bowl healing. And not only did she do sound bowl healing, but that she had an Airbnb. So I said, wow, let me reach out to her and see what's up. So I WhatsApp messaged her and said, hey, I need to move to Dar. I'm going to be staying in Dar, and I wanted to know about your Airbnb. And so she sent me some pictures on WhatsApp. I thought it was cute. I was like, cool. So I asked her how much it would be for me to rent it for the month. She told me, and I said, cool. I sent her the money on PayPal or something, Cash App, maybe something. So I got there like the next day or the next 2 days, went to her place, and I did not like it. It was not my place. It was not where I was supposed to be. It was just not going to work for me. So I spoke to the sister. I stayed the night, and I spoke to her in the morning, and I told her, I had to go, and I had already rented a hotel. I was like, I'm out, because I was working on my book at the time, and I really needed a comfortable space. So I told her, yeah, I'm gonna go, and when I got to the hotel, I got settled and everything. This was like 5 o'clock in the morning when I left, but later on, I told her, I needed a refund for as I was like, the night that I stayed, fine, but the other nights I need a refund. And she was like, oh no, I don't do refunds. You not gonna run me my money back? I'm not staying at your place. I'm gonna stay somewhere else for 30 days. Like, I need a refund. And she was like, no, I'm not able to give you a refund. And so I was like, okay. Yeah. So at the time, again, I said I was focusing on my book. So I was like, okay, let me just do these next chapters and I can deal with this later. That was maybe on a Tuesday. By Friday, she was messaging me and telling me I need to come and get my stuff. She was going to change the locks on the door. She was going to put my stuff outside. And if I had requested a refund on Airbnb, it would be considered a cancellation, even though I sent her a message on WhatsApp. So I needed to come and get my stuff. So this girl, Marion, proceeded to make all these threats and basically steal my money, steal my $400. It was only $400. And yes, you know, that's not a lot to pay. That's not a lot to lose. But it put a very bad taste in my mouth, to say the least. Like, to come and to have, so she was from California, to come and have her steal from me, like, to come all the way over here, and then this is the first time I'm really interacting with her, and then it's off of a stolen transaction. That was a bit excessive. That was a bit excessive. There's really no recourse for things like that, and people do shiesty, scammy stuff like that all the time. It's shiesty and it's scammy, which is why if you're planning on repatriating, you really need to clear your intuition out. Make sure it is clean so that you can read people like the Sunday newspaper and you can see them from just as clear as day. You don't want any fog. You don't want any confusion. What you want is to be able to read them and to know, like, this person is for me or this person is against me. So it's really important that your intuition is strong, so you know, because these people, they come over here with their own traumas, their own baggage. And trust me, I have stories. I have so many stories of being burned and hurt and offended. I mean, even up to getting a dress made in Gambia, and the lady did not put a slit in the dress. That's all I needed. It's a wedding ceremonial dress. It needs a slit in the front. She did not put that slit in it, and then completely, like, she completely ignored my attempt to get the dress made. You know, I trusted Phoenix with this dress, and it's like, you didn't do what I asked you to do, right? But that's how it is, and this is another repat. So it's important for you to know that before you get here, because these people are in need of healing. These people are really in need of some deep cleansing, some deep self-work. There's just a lot of work to be done on the self. And here on the continent, that work can take place if a person is willing. Yeah, that work can take place if a person is willing, but it's going to be really impossible if a person is, well, it's going to be really hard for you to stomach it if you're not expecting some level of dysfunction from those who are also repatriating and also a part of the diaspora, right? So those are just some things to consider. You know, your intuition got to be high. You got to know that these people are healing. And I'll talk about that in a different video, but just to give you a little jump start so you're ready for what's to come. It's cool. It looks cool on YouTube. Oh, everybody's moving to Africa. But don't trust these YouTubers. All right, trust your own self. Trust your intuition. All right, peace.